Let me show you how I did over $610,000 in just 30 days dropshipping. What's poppin', people? It's your boy the Beast of Ecom, and I am back with another video, dropping nothing but you already know, value bombs. So in today's video, I've got a very exciting and value-packed video, which is going to show you exactly how I did over $610,000 in just 30 days dropshipping. Now, I know it's been a while since I dropped a video on YouTube, but I thought I'd come back with a bang. And this video is going to be absolutely value-packed with information that you can take away into your Shopify stores, into your Facebook ads accounts, and start making changes and hopefully getting some results. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you inside of the Shopify store, show you the numbers. And what I'm also going to do as well is I'm going to show you the ad accounts as well and how they performed over the month of time, show you the ROAS. And what I'm going to also do at the end of this video is break down the actual take home profit as well. What I'm going to explain is all of the Facebook ads scaling strategy, the testing strategy, and how we was able to increase the AOV as well, and also some of the shipping lines that we were using to be able to get the product to the customer in a decent time. Now, if this video couldn't get any better, I'm also going to do a giveaway on this video. I rarely do this, but if you want to jump on a one-on-one consulting call with me, talk about anything, Facebook adverts, help you with conversion rate, anything you want, then today is your chance. And if you want to learn how you can be in with a chance to jump on that call with myself, make sure you stay to the end because I'm going to be explaining exactly how you can get involved. Now, before we jump into the meat and bones of this video, if you could do just two things for me. First and foremost, if you could drop a like on this video, because I can guarantee that you're going to get some value out of it. And most importantly, if you could drop a comment down below as well. I will be answering as many questions as I possibly can. And finally, make sure you just subscribe to the channel if you're not already, with the notification bell on so that you stay up to date with all of my latest content. Okay, so let's jump straight into this video. $610,000 in 30 days Shopify dropshipping. Okay, I've got tons of stuff to show you. I'm not entirely sure how long this video is going to be, but I can guarantee one thing: it's going to give you so much value. It's going to be unreal and off the chains. So first and foremost, let's have a look at the actual store. Okay, you can see here are the numbers. Okay, all the way from the 1st of September all the way to the 30th of September of 2020. So literally 2 months ago. You can see here we're doing $610,000. Okay. And what I'll also do is I will refresh the page because I know there's always skeptics who are out there, unfortunately, even though I've proved this time and time again. But of course, there are some cowboys out there, which I fully understand. But you can see there the numbers are exactly the same. The highest day was around about 37K. So very nevertheless, some great numbers, okay? Also, what I want to do as well, because I know there are still so many skeptics who are out there, I just want to show you the PayPal payouts that we had. Again, 31K, 10K, 11K, 12K, 27K. You know, you can't fake these, but you know, there's always people who will, you know, always try and contest stuff. But I just wanted to put that out there to show you that this is not fake. Again, we'll go to the other page as well, just so you can see, again, all of the numbers, all of the payouts into the bank account were there and were made. Now, let's jump inside of the Facebook ads account as well, right? So I was operating over two ad accounts, okay? Two ad accounts for this period of time. What I also like to do is always operate over two ad accounts, because again, with Facebook, you never know when things are going to go down. And of course, a lot of things were getting banned over this period of time. We did experience it one or twice, but essentially that's why I like to operate over two. Okay. So you can see here, of course, the 1st of September to 30th of September, again, exactly the same dates. And you can see here, we ended at a ROAS of 2.4. Okay, and again, like I've mentioned at the end of this video, I'm going to break down the exact profit and how much was taken home, etc. What I'll do just for the skeptics is I will refresh this just so you can see exactly the same. Okay, no fugazi stuff here that is going on. And I'll show you the second ad account as well, right? So this was the second ad account, and this one was at 203. Which is a little less than the last one, still profitable, of course. And again, the same exact dates, the 1st of September to the 30th of September as well. And what I will also do as well, because again, I know there are skeptics who are out there. Let's just refresh this table as well. Again, 100% all exactly the same numbers. No fugazi, no inspect element, no crap that's happening on here, okay? So that's being completely transparent with the numbers that we generated, the ad accounts that we were operating off, okay? Of course, there are obviously some... Facebook doesn't track literally 100% everything, so of course these numbers probably are a little bit higher than what they appear to be on Facebook, which is a good thing, okay? So now that I've done that, let's jump into the meat and bones of this video, okay? I've got so much to break down. Again, I'm not entirely sure how long this is going to be, but Facebook testing method, absolutely everything. Let's go through, let's be as transparent as possible. Let's go through and show you everything, okay? So what I'm going to basically cover is these two things. Facebook adverts, because I know a lot of people out there who are Shopify dropshipping and who are, sourcing on AliExpress or trying to get into dropshipping, just really fail at Facebook adverts. So I want to try and show you the testing method and the scaling method, okay? And then I want to talk about a little bit about product, more about the finding and the criteria and the shipping, but I'm not going to go too deep into this because I've got loads of videos on my channel of how to find winning products, where to find them, how to analyze winning products and all those kind of things as well, okay? So let's move on. So what you need to understand is that a major key is that you need account simplification. When you see the scaling strategy that I talk about, you're going to probably think, wow, was it that easy? The hardest part is finding a product and getting to the point where you can scale rather than, that's the hardest part. Scaling isn't really that hard to do when you've got everything aligned from your product offer to your ads to your website and everything is converting, right? But what Facebook are pushing for is account simplification. And if you didn't know as of now, Facebook have got they're putting in ad limits and it's going to come into force, I think 2021 February. But I'm not going to talk too much about that. So this is the Facebook process, okay? Again, so first and foremost, what I always like to do is test audiences, right? And what I'm going to give you is I'm going to give you the whole of the testing strategy. I'm going to break it down as best as I possibly can on whiteboard, how many ad sets, all this kind of stuff. So make sure you continue to keep watching this video, okay? So what I like to do is test audiences to start off with. Testing creatives, of course, goes hand in hand. You need to make sure that you're doing both of those simultaneously. And what we're always then doing is trying to identify our winners. What are our winning creatives? What are our winning audiences? That's what the main thing is, because once you understand what your winning audiences are and what they're reacting to with your creatives, it's then not that difficult to then scale, okay? So proving this concept is what we need to do. Then what I always like to do is I like to scale with CBOs. This year's been one of those ones whereby ad set budgets were working really, really good for scaling for one product, one store, but then CBOs for the most of these last few months, scaling with CBOs has been the way to go, especially for me inside of my ad accounts as well, right? So this is the process and I'm going to break down each of these so you can understand, right? So let's talk about the testing method. So this is the complete testing method, top of the funnel, all right? So what I like to do first and foremost is always website conversion campaign purchase, right? And I like to do ABO. You can do ABO or you can do CBO. For me personally, I like to do ad set budgets because it gives me a lot more control to turn off stuff and just be able to micro test stuff at a granular level, right? So I prefer doing ABO and that's what I prefer. Now, what I like to do is 8 to 10 audiences, and I like 50% of those targeting the USA, and then the other 50% targeting ex-USA. And I'm going to break this down shortly. But essentially, if you've got dog, cat, rabbit as audiences, right, I would have dog, cat, rabbit to USA, and then the other dog, cat, rabbit targeting ex-USA. Now, you may be wondering, okay, cool, Harry, what is ex-USA? So they are countries which are not United States, essentially. So the ones that I like to go for, like United Kingdom, Australia, we've got Canada, Norway, Sweden, sometimes Belgium, Netherlands, there's all those kind of ones, right? Now, I always like to make sure that we've got 2 creatives or 3, okay? You don't really want to be scaling with one, but you don't want to be going through and testing loads of different videos to start out with, especially if you're just testing a product to start off with, right? Budget, I like to go with anything from $8 to $15. It depends on how what price the product is, because obviously a higher priced product is going to cost more to get add to carts. But anything from $8 to $15 is a good price. Okay, is what I like to go for budget on each ad set. Now, always exclude out 180-day purchasers is what I always like to do. I run a lot of niche stores, okay? So I always like to exclude out everyone who has previously purchased the product, just so we're not hitting those same buyers. I always like to go for the cold audiences. Remember, this is top of the funnel, right? And then what I've recently been doing is Facebook and IG feeds only. You can do all placements, but for the majority of my testing, and my testing does change over courses of months here and there depending on the results that I'm getting, but Facebook and IG feeds only to start off with is what I like to go with, and then when we get to scaling, we like to go all placements and let Facebook just do the work. Your goal at this stage, right, is to purely just find winning audiences and find a creative that you can select and that you can scale and test further. Like I've mentioned previously, that is all you're trying to do in at this moment in time. That is all you got to do. What is all you're trying to do when it comes to testing. Now, if I break this down and show you what this looks like, okay? First and foremost, we've got our website for conversion campaign, okay, for purchase, right? So now that we've got that, we want to go with, like I've mentioned, let's say, for example, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? I'm just going to keep it like this. These are our 8 ad sets. Now, let's say, for example, this one is dog, this one is cat, this one is rabbit, and this one is horse, okay? And then again, we've got, again, dog, cat, rabbit, horse, okay? Now, these ones, so let me get rid of this. And let's change this, see if we can change this color, okay? So these ones, okay? And then we've got these ones, all in the same campaign, okay? But these ones are going to be going to United States, okay? So we're going to be targeting US, that is not an A. Let's get rid of that there. So these are going to be going to USA, and these are going to be going to targeting X. USA, okay? Now, of course, these ones here are all going to have 2 creatives, like I've mentioned. 1 creative, 2 creative, again there, 1 creative, 2 creative. Again, I'm not going to go through and do them all. 1, 2. So that's the initial testing, okay? And obviously these here would all have the exact same creatives, 1, 2, etc. You know what I'm talking about. But that is the strategy that I've been doing to start off with when it comes to the basic testing. So 8 again, or 5, or if you're doing 6, then obviously 6. So half of them, 50%, going to targeting just the United States, and then these ones are going to be going to ex-United States. The reason why is because most of the time your USA CPMs, especially now, are going to be a hell of a lot higher. So what you can do is you can just turn these ones off, turn these ones off if your click-through high, if your CPMs are way too high, your cost per clicks are way too high. Whereas these ones here, you can still make a ton of money targeting non-US countries. Believe me, trust me. I've got UK stores which do 6 figures a month, which don't even target United States. So don't fall into the trap of thinking that you need United States to make money. You don't. A lot of consumers are outside of United States, and the added benefit of that is, of course, that your CPM's a hell of a lot cheaper as well. So this is the reason why I like to set things up this way. Okay. So that explains pretty much that. Now, when it comes to scaling, okay, what you always want to do is just identify what your winning audiences are. Now, I personally always like to wait for 5+ sales and at least $50 in profitable ad spend. The reason why I like to wait more is because Facebook has its inconsistencies, okay? Especially if you're using it for Shopify, if you're using it for your dropshipping store, a brand, white label brand, niche store, one product store, general store, whatever it may be, Facebook has its inconsistencies. So what I like to do now is I always like to make sure that I'm waiting a a longer period of time to give me much more confidence in that creative and in that audience to say, yes, I can put this at a higher budget. Previously in 2019, 2018, what I was doing is I would see 3 purchases and I'd be like, scale, 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 scale. And probably a lot of you people are thinking that as well. If you get 3 sales, let's scale, let's push the gas out. And what happens is when you do that, your advert works for a day, 2 days, and then it crashes, okay? So the longer time that you can have to build up profitable spend with more sales, the better. That's what I like to do, right? Now, what I like to do is I'll explain this again with the whiteboard, but I like to take those that have a lot of bigger audience size, okay? So again, 10 million size, etc., and give them their own CBO, okay? Now, when it comes to those under 10 mil, I like to consolidate them and put them into another CBO, and I'll explain this shortly. But this is basically what happens is when, Facebook now are trying to have you to have less ads, they want less campaigns, they want less ad sets, and they're trying to push for you to allocate bigger budgets, okay, to campaigns and let the algorithm essentially figure it out. So that's why I like to set things up this way, and it's been working consistently for a while now. Now, what you want to do, of course, is use your winning creatives. So whatever they are from your initial tests, if you have 1, then obviously dupe it 2 times or 3 times. If you've got 2 that are working great, just put both of them into the CBO and let it ride out. Now, I like to use all placements. So whereas the testing, it would be Facebook and IG feeds. Whereas when it comes to scaling, I always like to make sure that I'm doing all placements, okay? Don't want to limit Facebook as much at all. I just like to let Facebook do their work and let the algorithm do its job. Now, when it comes to budget, essentially, you can base it on the performance of what your each ad set has been working. But a simple rule that you can use is like, you can do 1 to 2x per creative, whatever your CPA is, okay? So, for example, if you're getting $15, times it by 3, times it by 5, your budget for that CBO campaign would be $200. $225, sorry. Now, again, it depends how good your results are in testing. If they're really, really good, then you can just start off with a $500 CBO campaign and let it ride out for 3 days. If it's not as good and it's kind of like 2x in, but you're making 15% profit, 10%, 20% profit, then you might want to not go so high. You might want to start at like say 180 or 150 or even $100 if you wanted to. In terms of scaling CBOs, okay, again, boring technique, but always like to do is just scale them by increasing 20 to 30% every 4 to 5 profitable days. Okay, when I see that, I will scale, right? Now, if you want to duplicate, again, Facebook are doing the ad limits and trying to force you not to do that much duplication. But of course, us as Facebook marketers know that duplicating still does work, regardless of what the reps say or regardless of what, these so-called Facebook experts tell you, duplication still works. So if you want to do duplicate, you can duplicate inside of the ad account or different ad accounts or different business managers if need be. That's generally how I like to do things, okay? So really quickly, let me just go back to this here just so you can see here. So let's say, for example, we've got, let's make some numbers on this one here, okay? So let's say, for example, we're doing ex-USA and this was dog. So let's say, for example, dog was 5M, cat was 10M, rabbit was only 3M, and horse was, 1M in audience size, okay? So audience size, we've got 5M, 5 million, 10 million, 3 million, 1 million. And let's take, for example, that our dog audience was working really good, and this one was working really good, and this one was working really good. So what I would do, okay, is I would take this one, and I would put that one there. I would take this one because it's under 10 million, and I'll take this one. Let's say, for example, this one was working. And what I would do is I would take this one here. Let's say, for example, this one didn't work, okay? So the only ones that were working were this one, and this one. And this one was rubbish. So what I would do is I would put this into a CBO, okay? And what I would do is I would then give it, 3 ad sets. But this would be dog and cat grouped together. Dog and cat grouped together. This would be dog and cat grouped together. Okay. So now our audience sizes on these would be 8 mil. Okay, so we're consolidating, and that's what Facebook wants, and that's what's personally been working for me. Okay, and again, we'd have our best creatives down here. Now with this one here, okay, because it's over 10, what I like to do is I just like to give it its own CBO. Okay, and again, exactly the same as this pretty much. We just do the same thing, 3 or 5, whatever you want, 3, 4, 5. I've personally seen that anything more than 5 doesn't really work that good, but you can do 3 to 5 works the best personally for me. And this one would just be, the cat interest. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense in terms of scaling CBOs. Now, one thing I have been doing recently, and I don't actually do it enough, is creative DCT, which is dynamic creative testing. And again, a lot of big agency marketers are using this. Some people swear by this feature. I personally don't do as much as I personally should do with it, but I've been testing it out recently, and it's okay. It's worked on some stuff, hasn't worked on other stuff. But what you essentially want to do, and to activate it, okay, is if you go into your ads or your ad set where you set it up, you can see something called dynamic creative, and you can just turn it on by toggling it on. And if I just show you some results of this is, again, DST, I've done it on these 2 ad sets, and you can upload different ad copies and test against those inside of the ad set. You can see one worked really, really good at 2x, and this one was absolutely pants, But essentially with this one, I think we tested out the copy, if I believe so, and this one was testing out the actual creative. Okay, but the way I like to do things is I just like to take my best or the second best audience, create a campaign, and test out new creatives. Okay, so you can test out 2 of these with that audience, and ad set 1 could be your best video or your best picture, and test out 3 new creatives. 3 new copies, okay? And then the ad set 2 could be your best copy that's been working previously, and then you can rotate and add in different videos and pictures, okay? So that's how I've been doing things. Now, the goal for this is basically just to test out, find new creatives that you can scale with in your main campaigns, right? That's all you're trying to do at that point. So that's some DST thing that's been working. Now, I want to talk about OCU strategy because if you don't know what OCU is, it's one-click upsell, okay? It's a fantastic app. I'll show you what it looks like. This is it here. It's by Ezra Firestone. If you don't know who he is, he owns Boom by Cindy Joseph, which is an absolutely massive company. He's an amazing marketer and probably one of the ecom goats who are out there, okay? Absolutely killing it and crushing it for years on end. So shout out Ezra. But this here is amazing upsell tool. Pre and post, I mainly use it for post, but this is absolutely amazing. It's now native with Shopify, which it wasn't previously, which was putting me off using it because I use a lot of Shopify payments rather than Stripe. Okay, I do on some stores, I haven't on others, but now it's native. It works with all of them and works fantastically as well. Okay, so what I like to do is when it comes to upsells, I like to have the same product at a 30 to 50% discount, okay, or a complementary product. Always selling the same product of what they are buying generally works the best, and what I've found works the best. Now, when it comes to downsell, that is if they say, okay, no, I don't want this offer, you can offer them something else. So I like to offer them the same product again at a better discount, or you can offer them a cheaper complementary product to whatever their main product is. Okay, that's just one strategy that I like to use. And then the third upsell, which is basically if they accept the first upsell, they'll get a second upsell. And what I like to do with that is I like to upsell them a more expensive complementary product because they've said yes to the first one. I want to then say, okay, here's another thing, it's more expensive, chuck the bait out and see if they bite at it. And really quickly, I just want to show you some of the results that we've been getting with this software. Okay, I wish I was getting paid for this, but unfortunately, OCU don't actually have an affiliate. But it's amazing software. You can see here with the first one, we're getting a 13% conversion rate on this, okay, which is amazing. And then what I've done here is I've got a split test. So what I'm split testing here off the top of my head is I've added in a review at the bottom one. Same product. These are exactly the same product. So this one won to start with across another one. So I want to test this one in terms of improving it now. And you can see here the improvements are converting a little bit better. So essentially what I will do is I'll be turning this one off and keeping this one running. And again, we're getting a massive 25% conversion rate on our second upsell. Okay, every visitor, right, is bringing us $9, extra $9 for every person who is purchasing, right? And of course, you can see that when it all adds up to $2 or $3, you know, how much money are you making just from this, right? You got to think of it this way. Facebook ad costs are not going to get any cheaper. So you have to be in a game of increasing your AOV, your average order value, if you want to stay competitive on Facebook, right? It's as pure as simple as that. 2020 is going to be no different. So if you're not doing post upsells, then make sure you check it out. So product selection. Now I'm not going to go too much into this if I'm being 100% honest, because again, I've already got a video on this, and I'll leave it in the top corner somewhere. But essentially, using AliExpress untapped method to find stuff. I always like to go in incognito mode and always like to make sure that I'm not signed in, because if you are signed in, it will just consistently give you all of the stuff which you've previously looked at from what I've found. So never sign in when looking to try and find products. And I'm trying to find stuff which just stands out. You can see here, this looks really good. I'm not going to click on it, but it's like $5. Organizes stuff in someone's kitchen. Again, no one's going to have a gold toilet. AliExpress is weird as hell. But you can see here, what I essentially like to do is look at products which, you know, stand out to me intuitively. What just jumps out at me. And again, I'll leave a link at the top somewhere to give you that full video so you can have a look and go and check exactly out how I'm using it, right? So the main thing is the knowing the numbers. And this is one thing that you need to know, is knowing what your numbers are. So I like to have this calculator, which I have and which I use. It gives me exactly what my break-even ROAS is, including my COGS, including my shipping, and including my fees as well. So I know I need to hit that number to make to break even. If I'm not hitting this, I'm losing money. Whereas I know if I'm hitting all of these here or any of these inside of Ad Manager, then I know what sort of profit I'm sitting at just at a quick glance. So I always like to have these ROAS goals. And if you want to learn how to break your break-even ROAS it's this formula here. So essentially your break-even ROAS equals your sales price divided by whatever your profit is. So to give you a real quick, you know, simplistic equation here, we've got $30. Let's say we're selling a product at $30. Our profit is $25 because the cost of goods and shipping, etc., cost us $5. It means that if we divide those, it means our break-even ROAS is 1.2. Okay, so that's how you work things out that way. But you need to know what your numbers are, because sometimes some people like to have high break-even ROASes which don't make any sense to make, and you won't make any money when it comes to scaling because costs do rise, right? So aim for a 3x your COGS if you possibly can, and aim for a break-even ROAS. Personally for me is the lower the better, so 1.2, and on the high end 1.8 if the product is expensive, right? Now, before I do show you the breakdown of the results of what we actually got the take-home profit, because I did promise you that on this video. I just want to talk really quickly about shipping lines, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, I can't use AliExpress because it takes too long, etc., etc. That is correct. However, what you make sure that you need to do is do not scale using AliExpress. Once you are getting 20 to 30 orders, go find an agent. Now, a lot of people will instinctively ask me, okay, Harry, how do you find an agent? Well, what you can do is reach out to your AliExpress supplier, see if they are using Diana Xiaomi. I think I've spelled that right. But essentially, that's what I use for a lot of my stores, is just my agent can literally just fulfill orders directly using this app, okay? The other alternative is you can ask referrals inside of Facebook groups. You can always best going off referrals rather than just finding a random dude and then promising the world to you and then potentially getting scammed or whatever it may be. So try to go off referrals is better, right? Now, what we're using personally is USPS fast line to United States. Generally, we're seeing around 8 to 15 days arrival time. To the UK, we like to use Royal Mail. We're seeing around 7 to 14 days. UK is generally faster than the United States. Anywhere else, we're generally using 4PX or Unexpress, okay, to the Euro countries, and we're generally seeing around 10 to 17 days. These are probably going to increase a little bit now that we're in peak shipping season. And then for the high ticket orders, I'm sending DHL, okay? Supply sends DHL. These are very high ticket orders, and customers get them within 3 to 5 days, okay? So hopefully that helps you out. So really quickly, let's jump into this breakdown of the numbers. Let me just zoom in. So you can see, of course, we've done $610,000, okay, with a spend of $241,000, which gives us a true store ROAS, okay, so from spend to revenue, because again, Facebook is always off, of 2.53. Over the 2 ad accounts, this was how the spend was split. That's what making this total was this. So the breakdown, the revenue, top line revenue was this. Our ad spend, as mentioned, was that. Our cost of goods was $198,000. And our fees, approximately, I've put them at around about 4% because Facebook's, Shopify, we get cheaper in PayPal than Stripe, but I've estimated these at around about 21K. So that gives us a total spend of $460,000. Okay, so that leaves us with a profit margin, which leaves us with a profit, of $149,000. And that is a margin of 24%. Okay, so there you can see the breakdown, complete transparency. You've seen the numbers, you've seen Facebook, you've seen the Shopify revenue, you've seen the ad accounts, you've seen absolutely everything that I could possibly give you guys. Okay. So final things is if you want to jump on a one-on-one consulting call with me, then again, subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on. Drop a like on this video, okay? And also drop a comment down below, and you can enter as many times as you want, but I will be picking obviously only one person to jump on that call with me. Now, of course, it is Black Friday next Friday, depending on when I put this video out. It is next Friday, but I am doing a sale. A lot of people do ask me or didn't get in last time, but if you want access to Ecom Beast 2.0, my flagship course for 50% off early access, okay, then make sure you join the waitlist. It will be down below as well. Join that waitlist. All you got to do is stick your email address in here, and on the day before Black Friday, we'll drop you an email and you can get early access to that as well. So that is pretty much everything inside of this video. So hopefully you got some value from this video. If you did, make sure of course you drop a like on this video. Helps out the channel, helps out the video, helps out with the YouTube algorithm and all that sort of stuff. And make sure of course you drop a comment down below. Again, it helps out the channel and lets me connect with you guys, because I will be answering as many questions as I possibly can. Remember, if you do want to get early access to the Ecom Beast 50% off Black Friday Cyber Monday sale, then make sure you check the link down below. Join the waitlist, okay? I'll put it in the description, and also I will put it in the pinned comments as well. Finally, if you are not subscribed to the channel, then what on earth are you doing? Make sure of course you smash that subscribe button with the notification bell on, so that you stay up to date with all of my latest content and never miss a video whatsoever. Make sure of course you hit me up on Instagram at beastofecom. Drop me a DM, drop me a comment, drop me a like, and we can try and connect on there. But that is it for this video. Again, hopefully you've got some value from this video and some actionable content that you can go away, implement into your Shopify stores and into your Facebook ads, and hopefully get some results and crush this year and also in 2021. But that is it. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.